Dear students and my teacher friends, Namaskar. I welcome you to the presentation lecture on anatomy of the liver and gallbladder. Now, as you can see on the screen, I am showing you one figure. Now, the reason why I am showing you this figure, that this figure and the next figure, these two figures, they are showing the exact location of the liver in our body, and with the help of this two figure you can prepare this entire topic. So most of the theory point of this lecture are covered in this two figure. This is the half part of the first figure. Now the remaining part I'm showing you, this is the remaining part of the figure. So you can go through this, you can prepare all the names. Then this one, the parts or the regions of the liver. Then this way. Now I'm showing you, this is the liver, human liver, and now this is the first point of our today's discussion. Now the liver is the heaviest gland of the body, and the weight of liver, it is nearly 1.5 kilo, 1.4 kg, that means about 3 pound. So the weight of the liver is 1.4 kg in average adult person. Now in our body, skin is the largest organ, and the second largest gland or the organ of the body is the liver. In short, skin number 1, largest, liver number 2, largest organ of the body. So this was the first point. Now moving on the second point. Now here the location or the position of the liver in the body, where in our body liver is situated. So liver is inferior to the diaphragm. So in the figure here, as you can see, this is the diaphragm, and inferior to diaphragm the liver is present. So that's why it is written over here, the liver is inferior to the diaphragm and occupies most of the right hypochondriac cavity. Now this region, right hypochondriac cavity of our body, is the region in which liver is present, gallbladder is present, small intestine is present, and the right kidney is present. Once again I am telling you, in right hypochondriac region of our body, liver, gallbladder, right kidney and small intestine are located. Then the liver is present in the epigastric region of the abdominopelvic cavity. Now epigastric means it is located superior to the stomach. That is the meaning of this thing. So here in this point, the location of the liver, where it is situated in our body. Now moving on the third third point of our discussion. One minute. This is the third point. So the gallbladder. Now the shape of the gallbladder. Gallbladder is a pear shaped sac. So in the figure I am showing you, in this figure, liver and gallbladder are shown, and here this one, I am zooming this. So this is the gallbladder, and as you can see, it is a pear shape. Okay, pear is a fruit, green color fruit. So the shape of the gallbladder is like a pear. Now where it is present, so it is located in a depression of the posterior surface of the liver. So here you can see on the posterior surface of the liver there is a depression, and in this depression the gallbladder is present. Now the size of the gallbladder. So gallbladder is 7 to 10 centimeter long, that is 3 to 4 inch. 3 to 4-inch long. And the gallbladder typically hangs from the anterior inferior margin of the liver. So here you can see the gallbladder in this figure also. You can see this, the gallbladder, which is shown in green color. So gallbladder is hanging from anterior inferior margin of the liver. So this point. Third point is regarding the gallbladder, the shape of the gallbladder, the length of the gallbladder, and where it is situated. Now the fourth point. Now the liver is almost completely covered by visceral peritoneum. Here the liver is shown in this figure, but we cannot observe the visceral peritoneum. So it is there, but with our naked eye we are not able to view this visceral peritoneum. We cannot see it. Then the liver is also completely covered by dense irregular connective tissue layer, and this layer lies deep into the peritoneum. So here in this point, in point number 4, we are remembering that the liver is covered by visceral peritoneum and also by dense irregular connective tissue layer. Now the fifth point, the division of liver. Now liver is divided into two principal lobes. One lobe, the larger one, is the right lobe, and the smaller left lobe. So first of all, I am showing you for example here right lobe of liver, and here this one is the left lobe of liver. So there are two lobes, right and left lobe of the liver, and this two lobe, between this two lobe falciform ligament is present. So we can say the falciform ligament is dividing the, the right lobe and the left lobe of liver. And this falciform ligament is actually a fold of mesentery. So, for example, here the name is written falciform ligament, and this is the falciform ligament. Okay, so this falciform ligament is dividing the right and left lobe of the liver. So in fifth point, we need to remember the falciform ligament, where it is present and what it is doing. And what is this falciform ligament is? So it is the fold of the mesentery. Now moving on the sixth point of our discussion. This is the sixth point. Now the right and left lobe, they are also subdivided into some lobes. So first, here in this sixth point, we are discussing the quadrate lobe, and second lobe is the caudate lobe. So here in this point, inferior quadrate lobe, posterior caudate lobe. So before we discuss this point, I am showing you oh 1 minute. So this part, this region, so this region is the quadrate lobe, and this region this region is the caudate lobe. So now once again you observe these two lobe, quadrate and caudate lobe. So we are discussing this point. Now the right lobe is considered by many anatomists, according to many anatomists, they think that in the right lobe, inferior caudate lobe and the posterior caudate lobe should be included. Anatomists, they are believing that in the right lobe, inferior caudate lobe and posterior caudate lobe should be included. But when we are studying the internal morphology of the liver, and we are observing the distribution of the blood vessel in the liver, so by the internal morphology and by the distribution of blood vessel, it is said that the quadrate lobe and the caudate lobe, they are more appropriately, they belong to the left lobe. So this should be considered, this two lobe, quadrate and caudate, should be considered to be a part of the left lobe morphologically, but the anatomist, they believe that these two lobe, quadrate and caudate, are the part of the right lobe. So in this figure, I'm showing you caudate lobe of liver. So this one is the caudate lobe of liver, and here this part quadrate lobe of liver. Same theory point, sixth theory point, this one. So you go through this figure also. Now moving on the seventh point of our discussion. Now in the seventh point, we are discussing about falciform ligament. First, I am showing you the falciform ligament. Falciform ligament name is written, and this yellow color flap-like structure between the two lobes, right and left lobe. Between the two lobes, the falciform ligament is present. So now, what is this falciform? So as you can see, the falciform ligament extends from the under surface of the diaphragm. So this is the diaphragm, and from the under surface of the diaphragm, the falciform ligament is extending. Okay. Where it is present? So between the two principal lobes of the liver, it is present, this falciform ligament, and it is present on the superior surface of the liver. Now what is the function of this falciform ligament? What is the function of this falciform ligament? What the role this ligament is playing? So this ligament is helping the liver to suspend into the abdominal cavity. So with the help of this falciform ligament, the liver remains at the same place. So the liver remains stationary at its own place within our body. So it is possible due to this ligament. So this falciform ligament is, we can say, it is somewhat holding the liver, and at the same time it is also connecting the liver with the diaphragm. So this is the falciform ligament. Now the eighth point. Now in the eighth point, we are discussing about round ligament, and this round ligament is also known as the Ligamentum Teres. So here, This is the round ligament. Now, so where this round ligament is present, so in the free border of falciparum ligament, the round ligament is present, or the free border of the falciparum ligament is the ligamentum teres. Now, what is this ligament teres, or what is this round ligament? So it is actually a remnant of the umbilical vein of the fetus. Now the remnant means the remaining part, or the debris part, we can say, in fact. So the remaining debris part of the umbilical vein of the fetus in the adult, it is becoming the ligamentum teres. Now this fibrous cord is extending from the liver to the umbilicus. So where it is present, so this fibrous cord, this ligament, extend from the liver to the umbilicus. So this is the 8th point, round ligament, ligament teres. Now the 9th point. In the 9th point, we are discussing the coronary ligament. First, you see where the coronary ligament is present. So this is this part, coronary ligament, and this one is also the coronary ligament. Now what this coronary ligament are? First of all, there are right and left coronary ligament. One is on the left side, second on the right side. So there are left and right, as you can see in the figure. This we can say right coronary ligament, and this we can say is the left coronary ligament. So right and left coronary ligament, what are this ligament? These are the narrow extension of the parietal peritoneum. And this ligament, coronary ligament, what they are doing, what is the function of this coronary ligament? So this ligament, they are suspending the liver from the diaphragm. So here you see, this is the diaphragm, this one is the diaphragm, and here this is the coronary ligament. So between the diaphragm and the liver, the ligaments are present, and this ligament are actually holding up the entire liver, and they are connecting the liver with the diaphragm. Or in other words, we can say between the diaphragm and the liver, the coronary ligament are present. So the liver is suspended from the diaphragm with the help of coronary ligament. Now with this, we have completed the 9th point. Now moving on the last point of today's lecture, 10th point. In the 10th point, we are discussing about the part or the regions of the gallbladder. Now the entire gallbladder is divided into 3 parts. One which is present at the bottom, and the part which is broader one, that is fundus. The in between, the middle part of the gallbladder is the body, and the narrow portion or the superior part is known as the neck. So in this 10th point, the part of the gallbladder include broad fundus, and this fundus projects inferiorly beyond the inferior border of the liver. So here you can see this is the entire liver, this one is the entire liver, and inferior to liver, the gallbladder is present. The body of the gallbladder is the central portion, and the neck is the tapering portion. It is the narrow portion, neck, and the body and neck project superiorly. So in the gallbladder, body and neck, they are present superiorly, and the fundus part is present inferiorly. So with this, we have completed the discussion of all 10 point of this presentation lecture. Now before I wind up this presentation lecture, I would like to show you all the figures. This we have seen, this we have seen, this. Try to remember all the names in all the figures. Try to remember as many names as possible. This is the so with this we have completed the discussion of this presentation lecture, anatomy of the liver and gallbladder. I hope you have enjoyed this presentation lecture, and I also hope that this presentation lecture will be helpful in your exam preparation and also in your studies. My name is Manish Kushti sir. I am from Ahmedabad, India. Bye bye. Namaste.